We are in such a weird spot right now. We have a team that's good enough to compete, not good enough to make the playoffs. We have a team that's young and ready to try to make that next step, but we don't even know who's the alpha dog. We don't even know who's the new star, who's going to immerse as a star. When we had Tim Duncan, as soon as he came in, we knew this is star power. We had David Robinson, star power. Over time, we knew Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, same thing, star power. But it seems like a few years have went by and we're still just stuck in limbo. We have no idea who's going to be the next guy to immerse as the next Tim Duncan, or just superstar. We're not going to have enough Tim Duncan. So with that being said, I actually sat down and I really thought about what we could do in order to make a semi-super team. This is just something in my head. Like, I'm not saying do the whole LeBron James thing. I'm not saying do the whole LeBron James thing or the whole LeBron James thing. He did it like 3 times, or the Kevin Durant thing. But what I am saying is that I think that we can semi-authentically, with a couple trades, potentially make a superstar team. So let me go ahead and lay out what I had here. So boom. All right. So I got the list of things that we need to do. Now, I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to tell you why I chose these things. So starting off right off the bat, I think when it's all said and done, this is how much we'll have after this part happens right here. So let's go ahead and start with the first thing. So the first thing, Usman Garuba. Okay. Right off the bat, I really think that this is a guy that we need to go after in the draft. He's kind of a power forward. I personally think he can sit at small forward, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, he's a power forward. He's crazy defensively. He's 6'8". Here's a few stats on him, or not stats, but just the pros and cons of his draft. 6'8", 225. I seen some places say that he was 230, so I'm not really sure how accurate the 225 is, but it's 5 pounds. Who cares? Let's see. Low post scorer, solid defender, decent shot blocker, athletic, and has a good motor. And I think that he would go super well with a Keldon Johnson. Now, going into the next point. Now, this is where we get a little controversial. The only reason I said DeJounte Murray and DeMar DeRozan for Ben Simmons is because I just have a feeling that the 76ers are going to want more. And I can go into that as well. But I feel like if we do sign and trade DeMar DeRozan for Ben Simmons, if we can even do that, I doubt they're just going to want DeMar DeRozan, especially with Dame Lillard now being on the rise. We have no idea what's about to happen. So with that being said, let me go into my next point. I definitely want Ben Simmons. And the reason why I think the 76ers would take a trade for DeJounte Murray and DeMar DeRozan, not only because DeJounte Murray is a phenomenal talent, but if you look on their roster right now, it looks like they're going to lose Danny Green, so they're going to lose defense there. And I would assume, they'll have that $15 million available that they could put that towards DeJounte Murray's contract. And as you can see, DeJounte Murray is making just about the same amount that Danny Green was making. So, replacing Danny Green for DeJounte Murray, in my opinion, is a huge upgrade for them. And it's a huge hit for us. But I think when I put it all in context, I think it'll be a little better to understand where your boy is coming from. Okay? All right. So, let's go into the next right here. Sign Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, this is super controversial, but I just have a feeling that if we can lock in Spencer Dinwiddie, and this is this is high risk, okay? High risk because the injury that he just went through. He only played 3 games last season. But when I saw Spencer Dinwiddie at his best, when he's at the top level of what he can be, dude can be a star. Like, easy star. And this is one thing that a lot of us have been missing. We've been missing a player that can come in and get buckets. As simple as that. Right now, if you look at our roster, Rudy Gay, he's about to be gone. Let's just say, hypothetically, Rudy Gay, Patty Mills is gone, right? Trey Lyles is gone. We really have no one that can consistently hit threes or consistently make any type of shot creation for us right now. We're hoping Lonnie Walker can be that, but that's not even a definite right now. So if you just look at this roster, it's no shooters. It's no shooters. So I think bringing in a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie would really benefit us tremendously. Now, I'm going to get into what our starting lineup would look like and what everything would look like in a minute. But with that being said, go to the next point. So next is sign Andre Drummond. Also, I want to mention the reason why I give him $24 million a year, not only because we can afford it, but also because Spencer Dinwiddie, I don't see him getting a better offer than this. Okay, if the Spurs can go a little bit under and get to 20 or 22, that's great. But I mean, this would lock him in. I don't see him going anywhere else for this off of an injury and then getting. I don't see that happening. All right, so Andre Drummond. Now I would sign Andre Drummond for $2 million, probably $1 million. I mean, it really doesn't matter. But if he wants to come back, or if you want to go back to the Lakers, that might be a thing. But hopefully we can grab him. And I think that he will be a great asset to what we have going on. Okay, great asset to what we're going to have going on. Now, a lot of people will say, "Oh, why you want him? He's trash, and his dancing skills are trash." But with that being said, I think that we need someone to come off the bench for Jakob. I mean, it was painful last season to watch Jakob go out there and try his best and not really be able to do much at all. So I think that we definitely need somebody that can go in there and get some semi buckets, but he's a good rebounder. He's a good defender. I think he's kind of an underrated defender at times. But yeah, I think Andre Drummond for that price, if we can get him, is a huge upgrade for what we have right now. No disrespect to Drew Eubanks, but he is not cutting it, if I'm just being completely honest. And I love Drew Eubanks, but he is not cutting it. Okay, so I would much rather that money go towards this goofy bastard right here, right, rather than our current boy. All right, so let's go into the next point. So Andre Drummond, $2 million. Now this is a big one right here. Now this is, like I said, assuming Patty Mills is gone, because if Patty Mills is gone, then we can do this. Sign Torrey Craig. Okay, this is a guy that is tremendously good defensively. Now we're gonna get into how he fits and how everything fits and what it looks like, but he is super good defensively, and I would love to have him on this roster. Not only is he, I would say, putting up a semi-clinic, but he's the type of guy that you need. You need that tough guy that can go along with Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell, and I think he's that. And he has enough years under his belt where he can bring in some type of, semi-veteran leadership. So those are kind of my my thoughts on that. Now, if I show you what the starting lineup would look like and the bench, here is a full representation of what it would look like. So, like I said, Derek White, I would keep Derek White. I would have to say trade DeJounte Murray, unless they want Derek White instead of DeJounte Murray. If we can do that, I'm cool with that too. If some people want to, go with that. I'm not trying to dog on DJ or anything like that. All right, so I will put Derek White at point guard. Spencer Dinwiddie, he's kind of a point guard, but oftentimes I see him kind of shoot first. So I will put him as shooting guard. He's a good defender as well. Keldon Johnson, obviously small forward. I don't even think I have to argue that. Ben Simmons, power forward. I mean, I would just put him power forward. Center, Jakob Poeltl. And then bench, Lonnie Walker. Now, this is one where people say, what, Lonnie Walker? Okay, if you haven't been watching a lot of games or you haven't watched a lot of Lonnie Walker, let me tell you something. Lonnie Walker can pass the rock super well. He is a really good facilitator. And I think that giving him full reins of the second unit might be in our best interest. And like I said, you got a lot of versatility here. So you can mix it up quite a bit. You can have Ben Simmons run the bench certain times to get Spencer Dinwiddie some minutes off, or Derek White some minutes off. Like, you can do a lot with this rotation, because Spencer Dinwiddie, like I said, can also run point. So we're not just stuck at Lonnie Walker running the bench, but I think that will be ideal. Obviously, Devin Vassell, Torrey Craig, Luka Samanic, hopefully he's ready, and then Andre Drummond, and then Usman Garuba. That's kind of my wild card, right? So looking at this, honestly, I love the amount of defense. I don't know if there's one player other than maybe Luka that doesn't play like elite or at least semi-elite or pro defense. You got Derek White. We know what he can do. Spencer Dinwiddie, Keldon Johnson, Ben Simmons, Jakob, Lonnie. Lonnie's a pretty good defender, by the way. Devin Vassell, Torrey Craig. I don't know about Luka yet. And then, Andre Drummond. So this is just a few pics of what they would look like. Okay, this is after Derek White just hit the game-winning shot, and yeah, these two are pretty excited. All right, now we went through that. Now it's time to talk about some of the pros and cons of what I set up here. So pros, easy is defense. Okay, easy. All right, it's a highly defensive team. High IQ. Spencer Dinwiddie is a super smart player. Ben Simmons ran point guard his entire career thus far. You know, Keldon Johnson is a pretty good passer. Derek White, high IQ. Lonnie Walker still learning, but high IQ. Devin Vassell, he fit so well in the NBA. It looked like he was a veteran when he played last season. And then obviously Torrey Craig, Luka Samanic is underrated passer, and Andre Drummond, I don't know, but yeah, pretty high IQ team. And then versatility, you can do so much with this roster. You can move Usman Garuba to small forward. You can switch him out for Luka. You can put him in the starting lineup at the Keldon spot, move Keldon to shooting guard, and put Spencer Dinwiddie at point guard and let Derek White run the bench. Like, there's so much you can do with this. But we do have some cons. So sharpshooting, we won't have a sharpshooter. Hopefully Keldon Johnson can kind of be that. But Spencer Dinwiddie, we're definitely relying on him for shooting, but we won't have a sharpshooter with this rotation. But hopefully it doesn't kill us too much. I mean, right now we don't really have a sharpshooter, a three-point shooter, and we had games where we put up 130 points. So hopefully we can still manage to do pretty well. All right, so leadership shift. We're not really going to have a player to be the definite leader, and that's kind of iffy. Like, it's going to be a big shift. Okay, right now we're kind of leaning on DeJounte a little bit for that leadership, and if he's still there, I guess he'll still be the leader. But Spencer Dinwiddie's a pretty good leader. We just don't really know where this is going to go. I don't imagine Ben Simmons would be that. I think Keldon Johnson will eventually be a star, so maybe he can be that, but I'm not sure. So that's going to be iffy. And then no DJ, and I even put a little sad face on it. See my little sad face? Can you see my sad face? You see my sad face? Okay. And then Spencer, risk. It is high risk. Like I said, high risk, high reward with this guy because of the injury, because he never been given that type of offer that I put on the table, the whole $96 million 4-year deal, which I don't even think is a crazy deal by any means. But yeah, releasing DeJounte Murray, releasing DeMar DeRozan would free up some space, and hopefully that money that we were putting towards DeJounte could go towards Torrey Craig. So, but yeah, let me see. Do I have any other points here before I let you guys go? Oh, don't underestimate Derek White, okay? Don't underestimate Derek White. Don't underestimate Lonnie Walker, because I think right now we're at a point where we're seeing Lonnie Walker gradually get better, and we're seeing Derek White be a little injured. But trust me, these guys, if you just think, I know we have kind of a what have you done for me lately type mindset with stuff, but these two guys can ball, bro. Like, these two dudes can ball. And if you get them in the right situation, I think right now we're kind of crowded. If I'm just being honest, we're kind of cluttered with who's going to be the next guy. You know, we're just kind of cluttered with it. Devin Vassell, I expect him to be with San Antonio for a while. You know, I expect Lonnie Walker to hopefully still be there, you know, for a while. Derek White, look at his contract. And another reason why I set it up, I didn't mention this, another reason why I set it up where, you know, the 4-year deal and 3-year deal with Torrey Craig is because you look around that time, if we say about 3 years out, around this time, this is when we start really seeing where everyone is at. Like, should we put more money towards, you know, Derek White going forward? Should we put more money towards Lonnie? I know Lonnie right here, you know, he kind of have a contract year, so I kind of see him showing up. But around this time, you know, if it doesn't work out with Lonnie Walker, we still have the other players for a couple years after that, you know? So I think that's kind of a sweet spot if you give them about that 3-4 year span. And then as far as Ben Simmons is concerned, yeah, I'm definitely seeing Ben Simmons as being that guy that's going to be with the team hopefully forever. So, but yeah, I think that this is a semi super team. You could say that I'm crazy for that, but I think when you look at the context of how the Spurs are set up, when you look at the context of what Derek White has done for the team and how he kind of led us into the playoffs when he was starting, when you look at Spencer Dinwiddie at his best, he is amazing. Keldon Johnson is showing up in the USA right now. USA Olympics. He's about to really put on a clinic, it seems. And then Ben Simmons, obviously we know what he can do. Jakob's going to be Jakob. Lonnie Walker could be a superstar. So you're looking at a team where I could say the potential superstars could be this man right here. This man right here. I'm not stupid. Derek White is not going to be a superstar. Ben Simmons, boom. All these guys I think have the potential to be superstars. And Luka, I can see him being a star. I don't know about superstar, but we have 5 guys on this roster. And if we can keep this team together going forward, this is a nasty roster. So just let me know what you think about it. Those are my thoughts. I know it's like out there. It's some things that no one even mentioned. No one talks about Spencer Dinwiddie for some reason. It's so weird. And I also wanted to look at unrestricted free agents. So that's why I chose him too. So we don't, it's already going to be big iffy if we can even get Ben Simmons. So having somebody that's an unrestricted free agent is ideal in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. You could give me a like, subscribe, turn notification bell on. And also, if you want to support the channel, go to Patreon. Links below. Deuces.